Hello, how you guys doing? James here. You know, hope you have a good day. Let me start by saying this, but I'm doing well. I want to show you a video um, that misconceptions of what this administration have done. Remember the situation in Springfield um, about the Haitians? You're gonna hear from the Haitians themselves. So this guy gonna interviews the Haitians. Shout out to his channel about what really went on and the reason why we're suffering in this American economy. Watch this.
Why'd you kill the cat? Did you eat that cat? Did you eat it? How would you kill it?
They're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets.
And causing car accidents left and right, and driving locals out of their homes by paying above-market rental prices with welfare subsidized by the American taxpayer. Are these Haitians eating cats? How did they travel 2,000 plus miles from Haiti all the way to Ohio? And do the locals and their new Haitian neighbors get along? I pulled up to Springfield myself to see if this was real or overblown fake news. A lot of this is alleged because I truly don't know what's going on, and neither does Twitter. Twitter is relying off of a few images and a few Reddit threads, and there are rumors that Haitians are taking neighbors' cats and eating them. Are you from Haiti by chance? Does everyone get along here in Springfield?
Yes.
Good?
Good. Motherfuckers are worthless. Bunch of worthless sap. Yeah.
When did the Haitian neighbors come and move here?
I'm gonna say probably 5 months ago.
Okay. I spoke to a few of them in French.
Up there. Don't wait until you saw his fucking sand. I tell them like it is. Fuck, man. I don't like them. I don't like them, and I want to know. I don't like them. Pack up and move back to Haitieville, where you're from.
Why did you come here to Springfield?
Sur la vie meilleure, c'est haïtien.
Okay. Okay. Do you plan on living here for much longer?
Yeah.
Yeah. I heard there were rumors of Haitians eating the neighbors' cats and a Canadian goose. Is that true or completely false?
Non,
No.
non, même pas.
Okay.
Beaucoup de ça.
Okay.
Pas di bagay men mwen beaucoup. Et tout, m'apre ça tout.
Okay.
M'apre ça tout. Peut-être moun qui doit avoir un problème de médication, qui fait la fait ça, mais m'apre. C'est vraiment difficile pour ça d'arriver.
Okay.
We've lost a whole bunch of cats. There was a van pulled over that had over 100 cats in it with the Haitians. They said they was eating them.
Actually?
Yeah,
Not fake news.
not fake news.
So a van was collecting cats and eating them.
I watched it happen, yeah. Watched them get pulled over with the cats and admit to the police that they was eating them.
You're not Joshua with me.
No, I'm almost 50 years old, buddy. No.
You don't mess around.
No.
Twitter is saying the Haitians are eating cats and can't drive. Is that true? True or no?
No.
No, okay.
I believe it. Like, I've heard rumors about them taking the geese and killing them and eating them, so I try to stay clear away. Because I've even heard about them eating the eggs when we were there, so I'm like, okay, that's kind of disturbing. Clean line.
There he is. This is your guy right here?
Yes. So far, so good. I haven't had no issues, but they kind of knows.
And are they chill?
Alright, I guess. I don't pay no mind to them.
You know, and they're everywhere. They take our fucking apartments. The landlords make the people move out so they can rent to the Haitians to get more money. You know, it's bullshit. You know, you go to the grocery store, there's no fucking groceries. You know, they give them $3,000 a month plus food stamps. I'm an American, just like you.
Yeah.
And these motherfuckers from Haitianville, wherever the fuck they're from, and they get everything. They get medical care paid and everything. You know, it's bullshit.
Where'd they get the money?
The government. They said it's a fucking program for them to.
Or like migrants, like asylum seekers?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they're like roaches, man.
Yeah, I get along with them as long as they don't go pulling their crazy machetes when they're out mowing their grass with it.
They brought out machetes?
Oh yeah, that's how they trim their yard. Yeah, it surprised me they let them all in, but I think that if they're going to come in, they should be legal and not illegal, and I don't see why they're giving them all this money and everything like that when our people are the ones suffering for all this, for them coming in. I'm getting ready to be homeless. They're getting ready to sell my house because of the Haitians.
You think a Haitian will move in?
Yeah, they're coming Wednesday to look at it.
Actually?
Yeah, and when they buy this house, we'll both be out here on the streets. We ain't got nowhere to go. We want fixed income.
Are Haitians paying rent? Are they paying their bills? Are they being paid to live here?
They're being paid to live here. I don't see why they'd have to pay rent if they're being paid to be here.
Who's paying them?
The government. And that's our biggest issue too, is They're taking our schools over and they're running the Americans out of our own countries, it feels like.
This country has gone to hell. 12 motherfuckers live there, and there's another 7 or 8 live right in this corner house, and 4 of them just moved in here. They ain't in there.
Do you think you'll sell the house to a Haitian family one day?
Hell no. I wouldn't give them motherfuckers the sweat off my balls if he's dying of thirst. I'm for real, man.
I get it.
I am f***ing sick of them. I don't give a f*** if they put Haitian in every f***ing house. I'll be the only white person there.
Twitter is saying that Haitians are kidnapping the neighbors' cats and eating them. Is that true or false? I gotta ask the hard questions here. Why is everyone coming here?
Haïtien vini se pou travay, men manje chak, non. Paske nou pa manje chak, non. Si nou bezwen viande, manje viande nale nan Walmart, nou achete, men manje chak Haïtien, pa manje chak.
Okay. Why did you leave Haiti?
Mwen te kite Haïti paske nan mouman peyi ti yon ti jan gen problem politik, te gen de zot kap pase, so mwen jis ese kite jiska se sa aranje pou mwen tounen nan peyi.
Barbecue? Civil War?
Mwen pa konen aken anyen de moun selman jis gen problem mwen ese deplase, men mwen pa konen anken non de persiswa kap fet sa la.
Okay. Okay, so just family and friends told him to come here to Springfield? Could you ask him that?
Yeah, he's friend.
I see. Okay. Merci. Okay.
I don't need that.
Okay. She clarified, I don't need cat.
See how that trash can is right there?
Right there. Yep.
Okay, every Haitian house you go around, it's honestly filled to the brim. There's trash that leaks out onto the corner, everywhere, but we're expected to live clean environment. And then on top of that, with the rise of immigrants and they get assisted living freely, it makes it harder for people like me or somebody else who doesn't get assisted living to find affordable housing.
Are they driving the housing costs up around here?
Yeah, like no
Big time?
Yeah, like
What are we talking?
okay. Honestly, in my opinion, it'll be a surprise if I don't get kicked out so they can boost up the rate on this place. They'll probably fix it,
I see.
get it where it's looking better, and boost the rate up on it. They pay $1,200 a month.
How much money does the government give you per month?
Pero el first step me doy como primera vez te pusieron como 500, en segunda 300.
Okay. ¿Cuántos Haitians vive aquí en las 2 años?
No tengo un mensual, pero yo nuevo por ahí.
¿De dónde eres?
En Haití,
Haití.
sí.
¿Cuántos meses vive aquí?
Tengo 2 meses.
2?
Sí.
Did anyone tell you to come here to Springfield, Ohio?
Sí.
Did a friend tell you to come move here for a job? How did you learn about Springfield?
Yo tengo mi padras por ahí.
Okay. How much is it to rent an apartment here in Springfield? How much do you pay for rent?
Pero todavía yo no pagué, pero yo vivo con mi padra. Mensual cada mes 700.
Is anyone eating cats out here?
No.
Okay. Also, falso información. Okay. But do you know many other Haitians here?
Yes.
Yeah. Big community?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. And why are so many Haitians coming here to Springfield in particular?
July 7th. C'est parce que si pas de job haïtien, de pas de travail, ça nous permet que l'autre haïtien qui vienne. C'est raison ça qu'il faut que l'haïtien ici.
Okay. Thank you. Also, if you want to support our boots on the ground, independent journalism that is not bought and paid for by corporate interests, along with uncensored early access to all my videos before they go up on YouTube, and exclusive DLC content that YouTube won't let me upload, go subscribe at patreon.com/TylerOliveira for less than $5 a month.
So what's really happening with the Haitian immigrants in the United States? No one is stopping to ask the question, why is 1/3 of Springfield, Ohio now Haitian? No one's stopping to ask, why is a huge chunk of Aurora, Colorado now Venezuelan? Why under the Biden administration in this last year alone did over 300,000 Haitians come into the United States? That according to the data that we uncovered this morning. Well, I've never been to Haiti. Have you? Our next guest has, and he's one of the only American journalists to produce multiple documentaries says all this talk about Haitians eating cats, dogs in Ohio is totally missing the point. And I think I agree with Dan Cohen from Uncaptured Media, who joins us now. Dan, I think we're missing the point. You might have some nut job who is caught on police camera. I'm sure everyone's seen the video of this woman, allegedly from Ohio. Now we know she's from Canton, Ohio originally, and she's there mentally unstable with a cat. Everyone's seen that, so of course that's the headline, and then President Trump brings that up the other night during the debate. But it's missing, I think, the larger point completely, which is the destabilization of these countries at the hands of the United States and the Biden administration going in and destroying these countries, and then all of these immigrants flooding into the United States. Am I wrong?
No, you're right. I mean, first of all, the stories that have been widely promoted all over X in particular by Elon Musk and his influencers, who is now, of course, very close to President Trump, these stories are totally phony and discredited. The one that they claim is a Haitian woman eating a cat is actually from in Springfield, Ohio. Is actually from another city, and it happened in August last month, and it's not of a Haitian woman at all. It's an American woman who, presumably, to kill a cat and eat it, you've got to be, I don't know, probably on some kind of heavy drugs, have some serious mental issues. Maybe that would be an issue for, President Trump to focus on, but he made it about supposedly what's going on in with Haitians eating cats. There's another video of a guy carrying a goose, and that's also not of a Haitian. That's just some photo that appeared on Reddit. So the stories, as far as I can see, are totally phony. I mean, one of the reasons I think people don't believe it is look at who's debunking these stories in the first place. We have like NBC, major liberal media outlets, the same media outlets that for years said Trump was elected by Russia, he was put in by Russia, and they said the Hunter Biden laptop is Russian disinformation. So those outlets have a history of deception and lying, and so, they've lost all their credibility. The New York Post, ironically, did a pretty good piece, which broke the Hunter Biden laptop story, right? They did a pretty good piece debunking this, so I suggest people check that out. But I think, there is a bigger issue, and that is, why is there so much migration into the United States from Haiti, from a variety of countries? Haiti in particular is now in the spotlight, and that's a real question that I think does need to be addressed. And J.D. Vance, the vice presidential candidate, when he was asked about these stories, saying these aren't even true, so what's going on? Even the Springfield police said they don't have any reports. He, kind of changed the subject and said, well, this is about, migration. Why are there so many Haitians in Springfield, Ohio? And it's not only Springfield. It's a real question. So why are there so many Haitians in Springfield, Ohio? I don't know how many Haitians that there actually are. Haitian, I want to be clear, not Haitian Americans, American citizens, but Haitian illegal immigrants, people who came here illegally. How many are there in Ohio, in Springfield, Ohio? I don't know, but there are many in Florida, in New York, in different parts of the country, and the reason is that J.D. Vance, nor Donald Trump, nor Elon Musk, nor any of these influencers who are claiming to be so worried about the United States and these Haitian migrants destabilizing our country or eating cats or anything else, none of them want to talk about the real reason the Haitians are coming here in boats and dying on the way. And the fact is that for decades and decades, I mean, really, you can trace this back even to the Haitian Revolution, but of 1804. But in particular, the last really, few decades, we can just focus on. The U.S. has repeatedly and consistently destabilized Haiti, among other countries in Latin America in particular, leading to massive amounts of immigration, of illegal immigration. In Haiti, in the case of Haiti in particular, the United States overthrew or assisted or engineered the overthrow, not once but twice, of the popular elected president Jean-Bertrand Aristide. What happened after that is basically Haiti was, in particular after the 2004 coup that the Bush administration oversaw, is the country was the fault of people living in that. That is the fault of the regime that is put in place by the U.S. after these coup d'etats, and meddling and interference in elections. You know, back in 2010, 2011, Hillary Clinton, when she was Obama's Secretary of State, put in, like, you know, the Zelensky before Zelensky of Haiti, a totally corrupt puppet, who was just a singer. He was an entertainer, and installed him as the president. And he basically did his best to gut the country, to pillage wealth, to take money from the Petro-Caribe Fund. This is I should say his name is Michel Martelly. He was a singer, and it goes by the name Sweet Mickey. And he's the brother-in-law of a huge alleged drug dealer, for example. So this is just an example of the kind of chicanery that the United States has been doing in Haiti, meddling. And then you have the 2021 assassination of the president, Jovenel Moïse, which is still unsolved. It's like there's no real impetus, and it has U.S. fingerprints all over it. It's basically an open secret that the U.S. knows who did it, and there's no interest in solving that assassination, which is very curious. So, I mean, I could go on and on, but, you know, I also want to point out that this isn't just the Democrats who did this. This isn't just the Clintons and the Biden administration. Now the policy is something called the Global Fragility Act, which was passed under Donald Trump when he was president in 2019, and it's basically, you know, maybe better said as the Crumbling Empire Act. The whole idea is to reinforce U.S. control of these, like, colonies that it's losing its grip on, and Haiti is the test case, and that's what is happening right now. Is the Biden administration, following the Trump administration's passage of this act, has engineered an invasion of Haiti, where it's basically paid Kenyan troops, specifically Kenyan, because they are black. It's like, you know, I feel like if conservatives were actually real with their criticism of DEI, you know, diversity, equity, inclusion, the DEI invasion of, that's what imperialism is doing. Biden is doing is they went to Kenya specifically because they are black and paid them a whole bunch of money in order to send these mercenaries, what are really have been in Kenya. They've operated as death squads in order to fight so-called gangs, which is, you know, in Haiti. That's another question if they're gangs, which we've addressed a lot on this show with our documentaries and have addressed a lot elsewhere. And they're not really gangs per se. They're people with guns, for better or worse. So now this invasion of Haiti that the Biden administration has engineered it's not enough to do what they want. So they're trying to get the United Nations to approve another occupation. Haiti was under UN occupation for, I think, 17 years, from 2004 to 2021.
Wow. I just wanted to stop that and reiterate that. But Haiti isn't the only one. Check this out.
And I'll be back.
Thank you for speaking with us, Doctor. Let's start with democracy, or your understanding of democracy. Is it the end, or is it the means to something concrete?
It can never be an end. It's a means to something much more important to the human being. It's much more a means to the happiness of the human being, to the welfare of the human being, to all those things that constitute a dignified life for the human being. Access to food, access to housing, access to clean water, access to health services, access to education, national sovereignty in the country. Muslims, conscripts, Jehovah's. If you look at for example, the coverage of China in the Western press or remarks by Western officials, in particular U.S. officials, they often refer to China as the biggest or top challenge or biggest threat to the U.S. existence. How do you understand that kind of an allegation and criticism?
You can understand why they are worried about that country like China. Because China is working in a different direction. Okay? China is working to free other people and free itself from being plundered, from being humiliated. This is the country that has, the US is the country that has thrived, survived, prospered from slave trade. Who was Atlantic slave trade? They enslaved the Africans for centuries. They
Mm.
How many citizens of other countries are being arrested and detained and released without charges? In addition to the lack of respect for sovereignty or views of human rights, what about the record of human rights records inside the USA? George Floyd. Yes. And when black people started voting, the USA became an independent in 1776. When did black people who were taken there against their will, when were they given the right to vote? This one. Can you claim equal rights for black people in America? Go to American jails today. The majority of the inmates are black people. In a country where blacks are a minority, but in prison they are the majority. Why? Are black people generally bad people? Is there something that can be done about that? When a black person votes, who is voting? When a black person is eating, who is eating? In whose mouth does he put food? It's not putting food right in his mouth. But when it comes to vote, it's not right. So the vote matters most when right. The food doesn't matter most when that black person is not.
It's all a human rights issue. It's racism.
Yes, they're racist. Part of the hatred for China is racism. They cannot accept that a country that is not white can surpass them economically and in so many areas of achievements of human development. They can't accept that. They don't hide their ambition as a this way. They say even clearly, it's either you are with us or not with us. What does it mean to be with them? To be with them means to do their will, to live according to their will, to their dictates. When they say jump, you jump, then you're with them. If you don't, you're not with them. These summits are there to tell the world. You cannot build a future world that is peaceful, that is fair, that is just, that is humane, without respect for others. And here we're talking about personal respect for others.
Equality and respect.
Yes, we are diverse. It's not by accident that we have so many languages, we have so many cultures, we have so many traditions on this planet. Even songs, we sing so many different songs. Even in dances, we have so many different dances. Are they in conflict with each other? If you dance different from the way I dance, is there a conflict? If you sing a different song from the one I sing,
Natural.
is it different? Doesn't that add to the beauty? They say in the Garden of Eden, there were so many different plants, so many different flowers, but they existed in harmony with each other. They added to the beauty of the Garden of Eden. If in nature's creation things were ordered that way, who are we not to accept that diversity?
You know, America has been on a power trip for a long time. They have been in the top spot, unearned top spot. And, you know, they really seriously think they can't be brought down. And psychologically, I don't think they can handle what's about to happen to them. There is not going to be no reset, and you're going to remain on top running things. That ain't nothing but fantasy, fairy tale talk. Maybe you just need fake stories because psychologically you can't handle what's about to happen. Your kingdom is coming to an end. There ain't no reset. There ain't no do-over. There ain't no, oh, we're going to repeat this again. None of that. Once ongoing Russia offense in Ukraine are increasingly banding together to focus on a mutual global finance. In other words, America, they don't want your dollar. See, in the past, you would go overthrow a government, you would have people assassinated, and then everybody would roll along with your monopoly money. Well, this may be too many for you to assassinate, and I don't think you can successfully overthrow all of these governments. I don't care what you say, all that fake talk and everything, and yeah, whatever. So anyway, countries are now more inclined to siding with BRICS. So it's Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. These are the countries right now exploring the idea of creating a common currency to trade among themselves, and that means no US dollar involved. A new financial arrangement seen with potential or translate into a common BRICS currency could be announced as soon as August of 2023. Boy, America, things are not going well. And look, the banking situation that, their fake mainstream news, are sitting there trying to tell everybody it's okay, they got to pacify the Karens out in the society because they sure ain't pacifying no one else. They got to pacify old hysterical Karen out here to keep her calm. But you can go out, and I've seen the stories from other banking CEOs. They're saying, oh no, things are not okay. So just think about this currency coming out. This is like kick them when they're down. And that's exactly what they're doing to America. They are kicking America when she's down. But that's okay, America, because you believe in doing that. You just don't like it when it's done to you. So in order for them to come out with this by August of 2023, they've probably been working on it for quite some time. So, ladies and gentlemen, so they are saying they could be making an announcement as soon as August 2023 at a forthcoming BRICS summit in South Africa. No wonder why America's over there in Africa. You notice all these trips to Africa recently? You had Janet Yellen, and everybody just loves going to those slave castles too. They just love, that's just, I guess, photo op. Because we know y'all don't care about no damn slavery. Right now, just looking at America, it's almost like watching America die in motion. We're watching it in real time right now. These countries have had enough and they don't want no more dealings with America.
I saw a lot of videos from, some Koreans, showing concern about what happened to their people, and they are not happy that this is happening or this happened to their people. Now, in the comment section, some people were telling them, oh, y'all voted for this. Because some of them obviously voted for President Donald Trump.
Hold on. Let's hear from the Korean Americans.
Production in the U.S., including building a new steel mill in Louisiana and a state-of-the-art robotics facility. And apparently, even after being a puppet state of the imperialistic United States for over 70 years now, South Korea hasn't learned a single thing because they were like, we're going to try to buy our way into America's good graces and lower tariffs by investing billions of dollars into their economy, even though, just a friendly reminder, proximity to whiteness is not a thing. Just like proximity to anything doesn't turn you into that thing. Like, I can stand next to a billionaire as long as I want. It's not going to just magically make me a billionaire. And until we address that and stand together, our communities will continue to fall. Thank you and stay safe.
Here's how Korea is reacting to the ICE raids at the Hyundai battery plant in Georgia.
We need construction to cease immediately.
And this raid is the largest single-site operation that DHS has conducted in history. Of the over 450 people arrested right now, around 300 of them are Korean nationals. And this has come as quite a shock to South Korea right now because Koreans are usually not the target of ICE raids. A Korean newspaper even had this cartoon right here where they are depicting Trump as a sort of a bully. It starts off by saying that the US was begging Korea for more investments, and now they're arresting hundreds of South Koreans on a business trip. Literally just last month, South Korea's President Lee Jae-myung met with President Trump and they reaffirmed their alliance as well as business relationships. The US has been pressuring South Korea to invest billions of dollars into the American industry, and they were ramping up this pressure in the past few months. Korea recently agreed to a $350 billion investment into the American economy. And part of the investment was this Hyundai LG factory that was set to open next year. This facility was going to be Georgia's biggest industrial investment in the state's history, and it was supposed to help boost the state's economy. Officials are saying that a lot of these employees were actually South Korean nationals there on a temporary visa for a business trip who have been sent to help finish building electric car battery factories. First of all, South Korea's foreign ministry came out immediately to say that they are expressing concern and regret over Washington's decision to do this, and that this will send a chilling effect to the US in terms of business. I mean, President Trump has vowed to arrest the worst of the worst criminals with ICE raids, so I think Korea is shocked that this happened at one of their biggest factories in the US. I mean, the US is coming out and saying that they did this raid because they think the employees are there illegally or have overstayed their visas, and investigations are still currently ongoing. Now, LG is ordering all of its employees that are on business trips in the US to immediately return to Korea, and they're going to reconsider sending anyone else on business trips to the US right now. Asian Americans did not overwhelmingly vote for Donald Trump, but you know who did? Korean Americans did, specifically in Georgia. And why does that matter? Because of what happened in Georgia the other day. Now, the last time I called out Korean Americans for their vote for Trump, I got called a lot of things on this app, in my comments and in my DMs, from other Asians. So I will say this, it wasn't all Asians, it wasn't even a majority of Asians, but it was 64% of Korean Americans in Georgia, and that is relevant to this conversation. Because those factory workers, those Korean nationals who are now having to deal with a legal nightmare, probably lost wages because you think Hyundai's paying for them while they're being detained. It was their cousins, their American cousins, who made all of this possible. I've said for a while that Korean Americans have attached themselves to whiteness. Korean Americans have attached themselves to this idea that they're better than other Asians and better than other people of color. Not all Koreans feel this way. I certainly did not grow up feeling this way. My family does not feel this way. Don't come at me. If this isn't you, congratulations, you're one of the good ones. But I'm telling you, 64% of Korean Americans in Georgia voted for Donald Trump. And I'm speaking to them specifically. They will never see you as American. The Red Hatters, they will never see you as an equal member of society. And that might actually be okay with some of you because you have placed them at a higher status than even yourself. And you put your cousins in trouble because of it. Now, the reason some Korean Americans gave for their vote for Trump was for the economy, immigration, and wokeness. And I have to assume that some Korean Americans in Georgia who voted for Trump might start to be waking up.
I really don't understand the ICE raid on the Hyundai power plant. It's so comically illogical that my first thought was somebody close to Trump from within his organization is trying to sabotage him by giving stupid instructions to ICE. Because one of the main reasons for tariffs is to encourage foreign companies to operate in US soil. And not for nothing, like that's a valid way to use tariff. All my liberal friends became like the most obnoxious version of someone who's taken Econ 101, like, oh, tariffs get passed straight to the consumer. No, sometimes companies like Hyundai decide to build a factory in the USA to get around the tariffs. I'm not bringing that up to say like the tariffs were like a win. I don't know what the net effect of that was. But Hyundai building a plant in the USA to hire US workers to produce batteries for them to sell, that is literally the textbook scenario of success with the tariff. Literally exactly what you want. And then he raids it with ICE and gets rid of the people. The Koreans were there to set up the factory, which is harder than working at the factory, right?
is setting it up for the first time, and then train U.S. workers to do the job. I tend to give people credit. Like Trump winning the 2016 election, a lot of you are too young to remember this. Like in 2015, Fox News and the Republican Party did not like him. He had to beat the Republicans, and then he had to beat Hillary Clinton to become president for the first time. So I've never thought that he was dumb. I don't think he's a mastermind. Like, oh, 4D chess, like, you know, like I've seen those memes, like his supporters. Like, I don't think that. But he's not dumb. But now I'm thinking that he might actually be. And everything else was like a crazy, happy-lucky accident. Like, that's very hard to believe. I think he was smart, and now his mind is starting to go. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. Like, what did he think was going to happen? Like, right or wrong, I can't even understand what his thought process was.
A lot of people have been talking about this particular...
Wow, so we're going to hear that from the Korean Americans, but yeah. You see what America's done? You know, they make a decisive who and to and from. And other people in other parts of the world, like that gentleman, saw right through this. And they noticed it, and it's starting to show around the world. And this is going to hurt us in the future. Because he's trying to, you know, I was thinking about this morning. It's almost like going back to the days of back in the 60s when George Wallace was alive. You know, those of you who know history about George Wallace, segregation now, segregation forever. People like him and Biden, he was good friends with people like that. And they try to get their ideas that they can go around it and bring it into the States. But now it's starting to show. Whatever they do here to people in the States, they're going to do it to other places. Now here's the proof. We hurt ourselves as a country in a mindset. He just set us back. All because he think he can bully the world. And the world's responded. And if he leaves office and J.D. Vance, it's probably going to be even worse. Okay, y'all, I don't want to make this video long, but yeah, America, we about to find the hard way. It's not us versus them all the time. Until we start coming together in this country, we're going to continue downfall. Why are you seeing so much downfall now on my previous videos? Racism is costing billions of dollars. That was one of the number one things. Now it's division among Americans. Division among Americans. Let's go at each other as Americans, black, white, Asian, Hispanic. But now he supposed to be the president, kind of bring us together as a leader. It's to separate us apart by his actions. And now he's done that to different parts. And now whatever is done here on the home front is displaying, other people starting to see it. Any misconceptions of different people, bad misinformation. Look what he caused. I wonder when we're going to get together. Take care, be blessed. See you on the next video.